Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It's Tuesday evening and welcome to so many people who have joined the channel for the first time. It's great to have you here. This evening we are talking resilience to follow on from last night's video, because my initial thoughts of resilience then sort of morphed into something else. Now, if you saw last night's video, you'll see that the Deputy Prime Minister in the UK has said, oh, we should be more resilient, analogue, etc. I'm sorted. I have my batteries. I have my battery operated little radio that's got solar panels there. It's got a windy up handle there. So you can crank it if you don't have batteries, etc. Over here, I have my precious candles, and I also have my wind-up lamp. So that would be what we would all think of as, analogue resilience. But let me paint a picture for you. If, like me, you're a person of a certain age, or if you have some medical conditions, how are you going to get your prescriptions? That's going to be something that, if you don't have a phone line, if you don't have the internet to do your repeat prescriptions, etc., that might actually be a bit of a problem. So probably a good idea, especially through the winter months, to get your repeat prescriptions earlier. If you have children and they have like infants, baby milk, things like that, anything that is necessary, try and make sure you're not running down to the last couple of things. But where I had my little epiphany was, what do we do? Now, for me, or anyone probably my age, we've had experience of the power cuts before in the 70s. And that's when you had your oil lamps, your paraffin lamps, your candlelight, your coal fires, etc. And you got a candle and you read a book. Or if you were a smaller child, you did some colouring. Because the TV was only on and you only had like 3 channels. So, if it was off, it was off. You did whatever you had to do. Nowadays, we are so used to this constant input. And if you're in charge of children, grandchildren, if you're a teacher, nursery person, etc., etc., children are used to this constant stimulus now. And come a power cut, that's not going to happen. And they're going to be lost. So if I may make a slight suggestion, I would suggest that possibly a Christmas present would be a colouring book and some pencils, or a reading book, or a puzzle book, or a deck of playing cards, or drafts, or some such thing. Something just to get you away from the instant gratification and the constant changing of things. And not being funny, that would be good for everybody. So, gift yourself a book this Christmas. As I say, whether it's a word search, puzzle book, colouring book, all those sorts of things. Pack of cards, because I know there's a lot of us don't have cards. I do, because I bought them to go in the caravan. But yeah, that I think it might be a good idea to introduce those of us who have not had to go through the big power cuts to a slightly more analogue way of life. Just a small bit at a time, just in case. The other thing for this evening is somebody in the government, I don't know who, is saying that the reduced migration that they're going to do, all these jobs will be taken up by British workers. Did I miss something there? The whole reason I got into this being prepared and changing over to the wood stove and things like that is because there was a shortage of lorry drivers. And the majority of lorry drivers are in their 50s. Young people don't want to be lorry drivers nowadays. Care workers, they're saying that care workers can no longer bring their families over here, so why would they come? You know, you'll maybe get someone coming for a couple of years, but you're not going to get someone wanting to make a career of it if their family's left at home in another country. We have a severe shortage of care workers in this country. So how's that going to work? We have a severe shortage of trades in this country. And I don't blame them, because an apprenticeship wage is £5 something when your minimum wage is £10.42. So you're half the wages. But you've still got to go to college, so you're not getting the full sort of pay or something. Well, you probably are actually. I don't know. I haven't looked it up properly. But it's not a good wage. And there's a lot of places that pay more or have better working conditions. I know that a lot of my friends when I was younger, a lot of the guys either went into the army, went into the trades, and it wasn't fun for them, the apprenticeship, the guys who went into trades. I mean, there was most of them threatened to leave at least once. There was one of them threatened to leave at least 3 times, and once was about 2 weeks before he was finished. So it seems that there is a shortage, certainly that I know of lorry drivers, care workers and trades. Now, there was also an article this week about farmers. They got a farmer down south, I think it was cauliflowers he grew or something, and he said, oh, you can't get the Brits to work. I can understand that. Because for a lot of families who have scrimped and saved to try and give their kid a better life, they don't want their kids living in a caravan, working all the hours God sends, with some guy waking them at 4 o'clock in the morning, first light, to go and work until dusk to bring in the cauliflowers or whatever. Now, years ago, I remember up where I am, which is in Perthshire in Scotland, berry picking was very big in the summer holidays. And it was a whole thing. What would happen is, prior to the school summer holidays, local mums, grans, aunts, whoever, they would start picking the berries, and come the school holidays, a whole lot of teenagers would come in. You would also get travelling families would come in, and they would be there for like 6 weeks. And that was when the berries came in. Now, however, they've got the polytunnels, they've got the greenhouses, they've got different planting things, and the berries go on for much, much longer season. And I can understand people not wanting that to be their job, because it's hard work and it's highly pressurised, because the farmers are, you need to get out, you need to do this, you need to do that, and they're living in a caravan in a field. In my day, the farmer used to send a bus round to collect the berry pickers. Potatoes as well. Specifically, I remember when I worked doing a rota for, my manager ran businesses right up and down Scotland. And what we called the tatty holidays, the potato holidays, were 2 weeks in October. And the 2 weeks in October in Perthshire were like the first 2 weeks in October, and the 2 weeks in October in Aberdeenshire were the last 2 weeks in October. And that's because, again, what happened was families went and picked potatoes. That's how I bought my first ever record player. So there's all these things that people are standing saying, oh yes, the Brits are going to go and do that, and they shouldn't be shirking from this, just because it's too hard work. Yeah. But also, one of the guys that they spoke to, who they said, yeah, I'm here, I'm working all the hours God sends. I've already bought 2 houses. And I looked at the report going, what? How can you buy two houses? No, he's bought two houses in like Uzbekistan or something. He certainly has not bought two houses in the UK on the wages that he's getting paid to pick vegetables. And that is, as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, that is the problem. If you want people to work that hard, then you need to pay them a decent wage, not minimum wage. So yeah, that's my thing for today, is check for your resilience, because what we're thinking of with the wind-up lamps and your radios, yes, perfect for when the power cut starts. Keep a check on what you need supplies, whether it be tablets, whether it be baby milk, whether it be keeping the kids occupied. Those things need to get thought of as well. And as far as the, oh yes, we will get Brits to do the work that we're bringing over migrants to do just now, maybe start paying them. That would be nice. Catch you later.